That was another reason I was happy to move. Because like everyone knew everything about me, it felt like. They all just start to know, oh, she works here, she lives here. And then like my coworkers would always be like, oh, I heard from a friend that you went out with this person today. And I'd get pictures, like when I met my boyfriend, we'd go out together and I'd get pictures from my coworkers, have fun today, and it was pictures of us out. And I'm like, what is this? Hi, my name's Taylor. I'm from the US and I live in Taichung, Taiwan. I've been in Taiwan for almost 8 years now. I'm from Idaho. And I teach English in Taiwan. It's been good. I've been here quite a while now.
But the first question I want to ask you, like, how did you learn about Taiwan?
Back in college, they made us take a class about China. And in that class, we had to learn, like they asked us, do you think Taiwan should be its own country? At that point, like that's all I knew about Taiwan. It's something that China wants. But then later when I was looking for jobs, I wanted to go teach English abroad. And I was looking at countries and I saw Taiwan on the list. And I was like, oh, Taiwan and the US have like good relations. Why don't I go there?
Okay.
And then I learned about Taiwan when I came, really.
And when was the first time you came here?
I came when I was 21, so I think that was back in 2017.
Oh, 2017. Okay. So you've been here like for like 8 years, right?
Yeah, 8 years now. Almost 8 years. It's coming up in March.
And do you remember like when you just came here, like what kind of was your first impression?
My first impression. When I first got here, I was like, what does that smell?
Oh, like which one?
Like it just smelled weird here. Because I mean, I guess probably because all the factories and like pollution and stuff. Because like I came from the countryside. We don't have factories or like even cities like this, like around us. And then also what really shocked me, like I saw people wearing masks and I was like, why is everyone so sick? What's going on here? Did someone not tell me? And then like the other big thing was like the men had dolls. And I was like, that's cute. Like men are allowed to walk around and have toy dolls on their backpacks or like little things. Like in Idaho, like that's so not normal.
And like, did you start to live in Taipei or in other cities?
I started in Taichung.
Oh, Taichung, okay.
Yeah, so that was the first place I moved.
And like, how was the Taichung? Like, kind of like, how was your first experience in the city?
I mean, I was like, wow, there's stores everywhere. There's restaurants everywhere, which was crazy to me that everything was so affordable and everyone went out to eat. And also that there was buses you could take, trains. It was all so convenient.
Right.
And also that Taichung had so many districts. It took me a while to understand what districts were in a city because, you know.
When you started to live here, like, how was it for you, like, to adjust to living here?
I think like it was weird that you had to remember, don't put the toilet paper in the toilet, throw it in the trash can and things like that.
So the first time you came here, how long have you stayed in Taiwan?
The first time I came, it was 9 months. I was finishing another teacher's contract and I was like, okay, cool. I'll come for 9 months, I'll see Taiwan, and then I'll go home and get a real job.
And what happened like after? Because I know like you went back home and then like you decided to come back again, right?
Yeah, so towards the end of my 9 months, I started applying to go teach in Thailand or China because I was like, maybe I do want to keep teaching. But then like I got accepted to go teach in Thailand and China, but I was still going home first. And then I went home and I was like, well, actually the more I thought about it and the more I looked, the job in Taiwan was better than the job was in Thailand. And China, I was like, China looks really exciting to go to, but I know like the US and China relations are not best. So I didn't want to go there because my parents would be stressed all the time. So then like I debated getting a job in the US and then I was like, you know what, let's go back to Taiwan and teach. And then we can go travel. And my other school had like a contract that said, if you come back the first year, you can't work within a 100-mile radius. So that's why when I came back, I moved to Jianghua, Yuanlin, so I was in the countryside.
Oh, wow.
So
like, how was it, like, especially because you can compare like Taiwanese countryside and the American countryside, like how was it different? Or
it
how
was
it similar?
So different. Well, it was similar in the fact that it's a small town, everybody knows each other, which was fun, but also to me, it wasn't a small town because there were so many people. I'm like, how do you all possibly know each other? But I mean, their schools are so much bigger. There's so many more students and stuff. But so that was fun, like for the small town-ish vibe. But also everyone else used to be like, you're in the countryside. Like, what are you doing in the countryside? I'm from Idaho. You drive an hour to go to the supermarket. Here, I walk downstairs and there's 7-Eleven. I can walk and there's how many restaurants nearby? Like, this is not the countryside. But so it was different. But now I see like when I go to like Taichung, I'm like, okay, there's no Costco in Yuanlin. It's the countryside. There's no malls.
But like for you, like to live there, like do you see like a lot of foreigners? Or it was like
no, there wasn't that many foreigners. And a
how
lot
do people
of the
react to you?
That was another reason I was happy to move. Because like everyone knew everything about me, it felt like. They all just start to know, oh, she works here, she lives here. And then like my coworkers would always be like, oh, I heard from a friend that you went out with this person today. And I'd get pictures, like when I met my boyfriend, we'd go out together and I'd get pictures from my coworkers, have fun today, and it was pictures of us out. And I'm like, what is this?
You're like a little celebrity, like everyone's like paparazzi.
Right, but then also at the same time, like there's a couple other foreign teachers at the school. So whenever like we saw a new foreigner in town, we'd all get together they were like, who was that? We don't know who that was. What are they doing here? Did you see them yet? So you kind of just know, like you don't talk to them, like you talk to some of them, but if you don't know them, you either know of them or you don't. They don't belong there, kind of.
Okay, this is fun. Yeah. And like there, like how long did you stay?
I ended up staying there like 6 years.
Oh, 6 years, like in Zhonghua.
Yeah, because it kind of felt like a little family and I got comfortable there. So I stayed. Well, I ended up staying for like 5 years. And then I was like, I want to move to the city. So I moved to Kaohsiung for 6 months. But then I realized like the job I had in Yunlin, like it was paying better and I liked living in central Taiwan more because I could go to Kaohsiung or Taipei and the airport would be closer too.
Oh, right.
So I ended up going back and my old job was like, come back. So I just came back after 6 months.
Okay. And you just mentioned like you met your boyfriend. So like, can you share like how do you meet the boyfriend and like how's the relationship culture? Like, is it different or is it similar?
Well, I mean, I didn't date that much when I was younger. So I came to Taiwan when I was 21. So most of my dating experience was kind of in Taiwan. But I met him because he works at the gym. And I used to always go to that gym. And I told my friend, I was like, hey, there's a new trainer. Like we saw it on Instagram, but I haven't seen this one. And she's like, don't worry, I'll find it. I was like, oh no, please don't. But she did. But then she like just she met him and she's like, hey, and he already knew about me because I mean, there's not many foreigners at the gym there. And so then he said like, let's go out. So we went out and we started going out and then we started dating and the gym's like right next to my apartment. So it was very convenient.
The next question I want to ask you is about traditions. So what type of Taiwanese traditions do you like the most? Because you've been here like 8 years, so I guess you...
Yeah, I really like the night markets. I feel like it's fun. Like, that's not something we have in the States. When my boyfriend came, he was like, where's the night markets? I'm like, we don't do that. I don't know why, but we don't. But I mean, it's so fun because like on a weekend, if there's nothing to do, there's still a night market. There's so much to see, there's so much to eat, and it's just like lively.
Okay.
Those are some things that I liked.
When you start living here, have you faced any challenges?
I mean, there's definitely challenges. I was trying to think about it too because it's hard to remember them now that they're gone. But one big challenge that's always a challenge is going to the bank.
Oh, the bank.
Because I'm like, I didn't learn this Chinese. I should have studied this in Chinese. Like, and also like being in the smaller town, there wasn't anyone that would speak English at the bank, so it was a little more challenging. Besides the bank, the other big challenge was signing a contract for an apartment.
Oh, right.
That always got me. I'd find a good place and they'd be like, sorry, we don't rent to foreigners, or like you need to have someone sign for you. And I felt like I don't want to have a mommy or daddy or someone responsible for me. I can do it, but that was a challenge.
Is there any parts of life that is hard to get used to in Taiwan?
I mean, I feel like in the beginning it was also new, fun, and exciting that it was great. But then like the longer I've been here, sometimes like, especially living in the countryside and stuff, you get tired of, oh, she's the foreigner. Everyone look, there's a foreigner, look. And I'm like, how many times are we gonna do this? Like, but you don't know that. I've felt that, you know?
Like 500 times before, right?
So that like kind of, because you feel like you never really fit. Like you can make friends and you have good people around, but you don't fit in entirely. So after a while, it kind of feels, I feel like that's the biggest challenge for me at least.
For you, like, is it easy to make friends with Taiwanese or?
It is, but sometimes it's interesting.
Oh, like how's it?
I just feel like the relationship like between me and my American friends is different than like Taiwanese friends. And also when I first made friends with Taiwanese girls, they're so nice, but I was just so weirded out when they would start holding my hand. I was like, why are we holding hands? We're just friends, aren't we? And then my friends explained to me, no, like that's normal. But so those things are like interesting. And also like, I don't know, like, everyone's friendly, but it's a different friendly than like American friendly. You know, like we don't hug, we're not like that here. And like if you do hug them, it's like, why are you hugging me? Which, I mean, you get used to that and it's fine. But I mean, it's interesting, but everyone's super nice, don't get me wrong.
And what kind of parts or like what kind of things do you think Taiwan should improve?
The biggest thing that they really, really need to improve, sidewalks.
Oh, yeah, especially in Taichung, right?
Oh, yes.
I've heard about that.
Sidewalks are so bad. There's no sidewalks, or if there is, it's like in front of a shop, and then you'll have sidewalk for a little bit, and then a car's parked, and you have to move and get on the street. And I'm like, this isn't the safest.
What things do you think that Taiwan should be proud of?
I feel like Taiwan has a lot to be proud of. I mean, they have a beautiful country, and they have nice people. The food's super nice, and there's like lots of good food. I mean, you see people in America and like all over the world now are so excited to see like their night markets and their small like snacks and stuff. So, and also like they have a very convenient country, and I feel like their transportation system, it's not the best, but it's pretty good. So I mean, it makes it easy and accessible for people to come travel here. You know?
Okay. So now I want to ask you about the Chinese language because you've been here like 8 years, right? And you speak with your boyfriend in Chinese.
Yeah.
So how's your Chinese and what do you think about Chinese language?
Should we do it in Chinese? Just kidding.
所以你会听得懂中文，对不对？
我听得懂中文，但是有时候我讲中文，我觉得 这个有一点奇怪。
为什么奇怪？
因为我不知道很多的字，所以我用简单的字。
那跟我一样。
对啊，所以我可以给你听得懂我的意思。但是我觉得中文很难，但是我觉得有趣，因为你看 like 英文我们讲 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday， 为什么？但是他们讲星期一 day 1, day 2,我觉得这个比较
有逻辑
，it makes sense.
Right. The next question is about like hospitals, so like, because you've been here 8 years, so like, have you experienced it?
A little bit. Recently, this year, I broke my finger, so I experienced it more. Sorry, this finger right here. So now you can see it doesn't close properly. Like this one's not as straight as this one.
But do you have to do surgery or?
They said I should, but I didn't want to because I don't want surgery. But so I got to experience it more this year. Usually I avoid hospitals because I grew up, you don't go to the hospital unless you're dying. Right. And then I came to Taiwan, I was like, oh, it's cheap, but I don't like to go to the hospital. But it is cheaper, so that's nice. And it's weird though when you go to the hospital and it's a little overwhelming because you have all the different stations to go to.
Right.
But it makes sense, and they have a system which is nice. But yeah, I mean, I don't like hospitals, but it's very convenient here and very nice. And there's so many little clinics you can go to, which is also very convenient.
Right. And then like if you would have like a chance, like what things about Taiwan would you change?
I don't know if I would change anything because I feel like it's not my country, like or like it's not my place to say, you know. But I mean, sidewalks, I would change that they maybe put more sidewalks in. Maybe sometimes a little cleaner restaurants. Sometimes it's a little scary.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your story. And now let's say bye-bye together, okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, 再见.